Hi, my name is Byrun Ratliff, and for my business person presentation, I will be doing it over Sam Walton, the creator and founder of Walmart. Becoming one of the most successful business people of all time didn't happen overnight. Sam Walton had quite the humble beginning. He was born into the Great Depression near Kingfisher, Oklahoma in 1918. As a kid, he moved from city to city all throughout his childhood, all the way up through college. He learned from a young age that it was important for the kids of the home to help provide. I will be quoting his autobiography, which is called Sam Walton Made in America, My Story. In this, he writes that from a very early age, it was important for us kids to help provide for the home, to be contributors rather than just takers. In the process, of course, we learned how much hard work it took to get your hands on $1, and that when you did, it was worth something. One thing my mother and dad shared completely with their approach to money is that they just didn't spend it. With this mindset, Sam worked on many jobs as a kid. He owned and operated his own milk business, he delivered newspapers, and he raised and sold rabbits and pigeons. Sam had the characteristic that if he put his mind to it, he could succeed at anything. Sam was an ample student and a good athlete. He quarterbacked his high school football team and was an Eagle Scout. Upon his graduation from high school in Columbia, Missouri in 1936, his classmates named him Most Versatile Boy. After high school, Walton stayed close to home and enrolled at the University of Missouri in Columbia, where he graduated with a degree in economics in 1940. After college, Walton got his first real taste of retail when he took a job in Des Moines, Iowa with the J.C. Penney Company, which was still a relatively small retailer at the time. Sam then married Helen Robeson on Valentine's Day in 1943. He joined the military right after being married, but was unable to be deployed due to a heart defect. After 2 years in the Army, Sam left and had the passion to open up his own department store. With a loan of $20,000 from his father-in-law and $5,000 from his own savings, Walton bought a Ben & Franklin variety store from the Butler's Brothers franchise in Newport, Arkansas. He was only 26 at the time. Sam had great success in his first Ben Franklin's variety store, but he was forced to sell his store in Newport due to a 5-year lease that could not be renewed. He sold his first store for $50,000 and searched for a new town. In 1948, he bought a store in Bentonville, Arkansas, naming it Walton's 5 and 10. By the early 1960s, Sam co-owned 16 stores in 3 states, including Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas. In less than 2 decades, Walton, working with his younger brother James, came to own 15 Ben Franklin stores. But frustration over the management of the chain, in particular the decision to ignore Walton's push to expand into rural communities, prompted him to strike out on his own. In 1962, Walton opened his first Walmart store in Rogers, Arkansas, and success came fast. By 1970, Sam had opened 18 Walmarts, and by 1976, Walmart was a publicly traded company with a share value north of $176 million. By the early 1990s, Walmart's stock worth had jumped to $45 billion. In 1991, Walmart became the world's largest retailer with a total of 1,700 stores, which surpassed Sears, Roebuck & Company to become the world's largest retailer. Walton was responsible for a lot of the success of his company. His vision of a discount retail store in rural areas was accompanied by the founder's hard-charging, demanding style. He often began his workdays at 4:30 in the morning and expected results from those beneath him, and he wasn't afraid to change course or reshuffle his personnel if he didn't like the numbers that came back to him. Even in the grips of a recession, Walton's stores proved successful. In 1991, as the country was mired in an economic downturn, Walmart increased sales by more than 40%. But that success also made Walmart a target, especially for small-town merchants and other residents who argued the giant chain was wiping out a community's smaller stores in downtown retail. Walton, however, tried to meet those fears head-on, promising jobs and donations to local charities, which the company often delivered in some fashion. Sam gave Walmart 3 core values. 1 would be respect for people, 2, service for customers, and 3, striving for excellence. He believed that customers are held at a tremendous value, and they were a key part of his vision for retailing. Each store was backed by a common belief that Walton wrote himself. He said that each Walmart store should reflect the values of its customers and support their vision they hold for their community. Next, we'll be discussing the 10 rules that Sam gave for leadership in life. Number 1, commit yourself to achieving success and always be passionate. He said that it's not easy when you strive to be the best, but in the long run, it's worth it. Walton knew that he had to outperform the competition because he knew his own business inside out. That meant when he spoke or made suggestions, he had credibility. He was committed to moving his business a little further ahead each and every day and challenged everyone who worked alongside him to be the best. Some of the things he said were to have great goals, which truly motivate and inspire yourself, and then have a singularity of focus. Commit to doing whatever it takes to achieve your dreams. Do something every day which moves you in the direction of your dreams. Stay the course. Develop great ideas, but then focus on bringing them into fruition. Have a strong work ethic and lead by example. Look at every potential problem as an opportunity to move ahead in the right direction, and train your mind and your body to become a peak performer yourself. Lead from the front and walk the talk. Number 2, share your success with those who have helped you. Walton always believed that individuals don't win, the teams do. Number 3, motivate yourself and others to achieve your dreams. Sam always had high expectations for anyone who worked for him, even if they came from an ordinary background. Some of the simple techniques that Sam used to motivate his people were: he always treated his employees well, the same way he'd like to be treated if the roles were reversed. He always led from the front, and he had an infectious level of personal motivation derived from the fact that he spent almost every waking hour thinking about how to make Walmart better. He also had a tremendous work ethic. When he told everyone to work hard, it was authentic. He listened completely to what others were saying, rather than thinking about what he wanted to say next. He was great with remembering names, and he had great people skills. Number 4, communicate with people all the time and show them that you care. Sam believed that you shouldn't sit behind a desk. He thought that you need to get out to the front line and find out and talk to people that were experiencing the things right there. That way you could find out what was really going on. Number 5, appreciate and recognize people for both their effort and their results. He believed that you should showcase the people in your organization who come up with new ideas or who simply do the right things consistently. He wanted to catch your employees doing the right things and recognize them publicly. He thought that you should never leave anyone with any doubt you care about them as a person, and that you should recognize their efforts. And you should get out of your office frequently and manage by wandering around finding the good things which are happening. Number 6, celebrate your own accomplishments and those of your team. Sam had great people skills. He would remember people's names and make them feel important. He was polite in conversations, never failing to look people in the eye and say please and thank you. He would send out handwritten thank you notes to employees and customers. He personified the Walmart ideals and was, in effect, a walking sermon for the company's values. He said that everything else Walmart does is visible for competitors to observe and replicate. but they can't duplicate our unique Walmart culture. He liked to create internal contests or competitions with rewards, which got everyone happy and fizzing. He thought that whenever your organization achieves a milestone, mark it with a well-run celebration, do some fun stuff, and instead of lecturing people on how to do something new, create a fun activity which will make learning and doing that a fun experience for everyone. Number 7. Listen to other people and learn from their ideas. Sam always listens very carefully to frontline employees who interact with customers. He felt the most important thing he did for Walmart was visiting his own stores. He would rather be out with the folks during the real work of retail than sit around in meetings in the home office. He demonstrated that everyone should be a continual learner. Number 8. Find ways to exceed the expectations of your customers and others. Sam created a 10-foot rule, which requires each employee to promise whenever they come within 10 feet of a customer, they will look them in the eye and greet them. Walmart stores also pioneered the concept of retail-ainment, which was to make shopping fun and more interesting. Number 9. Control your expenses and save your way to prosperity. Here's a quote from Sam. We've said it through the years, do it, try it, fix it. Not a bad approach, and it works. There are a lot of people out there who have great ideas, but nothing in the world is cheaper than a good idea without any action behind it. The problem is usually finding someone who is willing to implement it. We must continue to urge our associates to be implementers, action-oriented doers. Last and not least is number 10. Always swim upstream and be different and challenge the status quo. Sam simplified everything and told his people to focus on customers one at a time. He always had a firm open-door policy, meaning that he was always open to any new idea from anyone. Sam did a great job of implementing the will-to-win attitude that he has into all of the associates or employees that he has. He said that our people want to win so badly that they just go out there and do it. Even though everyone has told them they can't succeed, they just go out there and succeed anyway. Our method of success, as I see it, is action with a capital A, and a lot of hard work mixed in. In conclusion, Walmart as we know it today evolved from Sam Walton's goals for great value and great customer service. He believed in leadership through service, and this belief that true leadership depends on willing service was the principle on which Walmart was built. Ultimately, the company purpose that Sam provided was, if we work together, we'll lower the cost of living for everyone. We'll give the world an opportunity to see what it's like to save and have a better life. Sam Walton died in 1992, shortly after receiving the Medal of Freedom, but his legacy still lives on. To this day, Walmart remains a leader in the retail industry. Thank you. This has been my business person presentation over Sam Walton.